November's just around the corner, and that means something big is coming our way. The latest season of Yellowstone is really close, and as each day goes by, we get more hints and sneak peeks. The most recent one, though, is the fact that they added a new love interest. In this video, we'll be telling you everything we know about this mysterious new somebody in Yellowstone Season 5. Let's get into it. First off, Carter's getting a special someone. The cultural impact of this show is really something. Sheridan's vision of the Wild West with all the drama, the grit, the tragedy. That's how a lot of people would describe the romances in Yellowstone, but it's so much deeper than that. Let's just say they do a really good job of showing how complex it is to be a human. So, with all this in mind, it really makes sense why cowboy hats and ranches are back in style now. You can't help but love it, especially when every relationship just has you hooked to the screen. Well, buckle your seatbelts because it looks like we're in for more of this. Entertainment Weekly just reported they've cast Orly Gottsman as Carter's newest crush. She's gonna join the cast as Haley, and she's a confident girl who knows what she wants and how to get it. First of all, we all love a girl boss. Second, this really sounds like the right kind of push Carter needs. We've seen the kid grow up before our very eyes, and now we're gonna see a whole nother side of him. Finn Little has definitely had a glow up, and you know what comes with it. The pangs of being a young adult, young romance. It's always refreshing to see, and with a show like this one, oh man, it's gonna be intense. We hope, in a good way of course. Ever since the news broke, fans have been wondering what their ship name's gonna be. Take a guess. Coming up, what this means for Carter. EW also gave some insight into how this fits into the bigger picture. Since Haley's gonna be an outgoing, outspoken person, she's gonna influence him and get him out of his shell. After all he went through in Season 4, this is the best thing he needs. The trauma is real, folks. Anyway, the character description also says that he's gonna be the type who wants her around a lot. Honestly, we can see the vision. Seeing as he's this troubled kid who came to the ranch and slowly found a home, this seems like the perfect addition to his arc. We all need a special someone we can rely on, and we're pretty sure he'll be able to provide the same kind of love. Of course, this is young love we're talking about. It's not gonna be perfect, that's for sure. Carter feels like the world has turned its back on him, so it's gonna take time for the romance to really bloom. Hey, we're all for the slow burn. That's what makes it even better. His roots really make you realize just how much he's been through, from his mom dying of an overdose and being from a broken home. All those things impact you really hard, and Season 4 showed that in full display. Now that he's found his purpose, he is gonna stumble a bit. There's also a reason they're announcing this news so close to the release of the 5th season. Maybe we're in for some surprises in this romance. And now, Cole Hauser's thoughts on this. In Season 4, we saw the Duttons get very close to Carter. When he's arrested for a misdemeanor, he gives Beth's name as his guardian. Don't know about you, but that's a step towards building a family. This relationship is just gonna get deeper and deeper now. He and Rip really connect too, and it makes perfect sense why. Their backgrounds are very similar, being really independent and all. Rip also found his place at the ranch pretty young, and he had to fight for it. Once he made his place there, he was as loyal and fierce as ever. We see Finn Little's character going down the same path. It's simple math. Cole Hauser even spoke about the pair's connection in an interview too. According to him, Carter's gonna become just as protective as him. He also said that he's becoming more and more of a father figure to him. What can you not love about found family, right? Even if it's in a family as messed up as the Duttons. Hauser also thinks that Carter is growing up really fast, and he's very interested to see how Haley's relationship impacts his own. Like how a dad would want to meet his son's girlfriend and have her get to know the family. It sounds pretty exciting, and it might just be the relief we need in this loaded season coming our way. Finally, let's talk about Orly Gottsman. Onto the actress playing Haley herself. She's a pretty fresh face in the industry, which is always good to see. She only has 2 credits to her name, and both are coming toward the end of 2022. She played the role of Bethany in Adeline, another Midwestern movie. It didn't gain much traction, but that's okay. Plus, she was also Brit in 1-800 Hot Night. This one's a more gritty story of a runaway teen, so we're sure she has enough experience. Adding Yellowstone to your resume is really impressive if we say so ourselves. According to Giant Freakin' Robot, she's primed to be a household name for the Duttons. This show is huge, there's a bigger audience, and it's full of grit and twists and turns. On top of that, starring alongside Kevin Costner and Cole Hauser is a huge win. There's a lot she can learn, and we're pumped to see her performance as Haley. The wait isn't too long now, only a little more left. Hang tight, folks. And now, let's talk about some of the best couples in Yellowstone. First, there's John and Governor Perry. There are just so many aspects of human connection connection, and this show touches on so many of them. We had to include John and Perry in this because their bond is just so profound, but it's also really sad. Anyone who's everyone can tell that John can't really fill the void in his heart. Evelyn's loss was a big one, especially for him. So he tries his best to find that same kind of happiness and love with Perry, who's played by Wendy Moniz. She's a widow herself, so you know from the get-go that they have a thread in common. It started off as a fun, throwaway romance that no one expected to become more meaningful, but as these things go, they did get deep into it. This kind of romance is just so satisfying to see, honestly. They also did focus a lot on it because he's the protagonist of the show and all. Both of them also lean on each other a lot, helping each other heal from trauma, a shoulder to cry on, chef's kiss. Up next, there's Beth and Rip. Ask any fan, they'll tell you these two are the strongest pair in the series. She's taken a shine to Rip since they were kids, and there's just so much love about the childhood friends to lovers trope. It's honestly the sweetest thing to see, especially when you take Rip's orphaned past into account. Their time on the ranch together all these years just made their love stronger. Somehow, saying this doesn't feel corny at all, because that's how authentic of a couple they are. That being said, they do have their ups and downs as any couple does. After all, Rip did save Jim's life and he's indebted to him. This adds a wrinkle to their romance because it makes John's job of navigating the relationship a little more difficult. Through thick and thin, their feelings for each other are shown so honestly. That's what makes them so good. Last but not least, John and Evelyn. Nothing like your first true love. If Beth and Rip are the best contemporary couple, these two are the best of all time. Yep, the whole franchise throughout its history. Even though we only got glimpses of them in 4 episodes, that too in flashbacks, there's just something so intimate about it. Evelyn's untimely death also is the driving force of the show itself. It's built on this relationship. We see John raising all the kids by himself. We see him grieving, he's confused, he's sad. It's a true testament to how timeless their love was. He didn't know how to go on without her at first, but he slowly became one of the best TV dads of all time. The gut-wrenching flashbacks also remind you of how good he had it and just how much he has lost. It's a lot, not gonna lie, but without their happy marriage, there would have been no show to begin with. It took a lot for him to find love again with Perry, but no one can deny that this ship takes the cake all day and every day. Well, that's all for this video. What do you think of Carter's new love interest in the upcoming 5th season of Yellowstone? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this, and we'll see you in the next one.